Hello everyone out there in YouTube land, internet land, wherever you're at, wherever you're viewing. Um, it is a late March day. We're still getting cold weather. March kind of coldness has a certain bite to it, but I'm here to discuss vinyl and my discoveries of last year and a little bit into this year. 19, not 19, I'm so old now. 2016 or 17, the memory's going, was the year that I brought, I think, over 600 albums at thrift stores and flea markets and various other places. So much so, rapid pace that I did not have time to make videos. And in fact, I had a lot of the vinyl in my vinyl room on the floor in this type of box. But I put a extra shelf in there, nice, into my vinyl room, and got them all off the floor into the shelves. And now comes the time where I have to put them into the database and get them finally cataloged and libraried into their proper place. So before I do that, I wanted to make a series of videos, this being the first one of what I found before I library them. So I got a stack here for the first video, and I want to keep these videos under 6 minutes or a little over 6 minutes. And I'm running 2 minutes and something so far. I gotta get myself an egg timer. So I'm gonna get comfortable and sit down, and I may have to bring the camera down. Thank you for your patience. I'm just a one-man operation. A little bit more. Oh, in fact, a lot more. Okay, so we're going to get rolling with the first set of videos. In fact, still needs to bring it down a notch. A lot of notches. Okay, I think that's good. And I might have to put my glasses on. The first album is Kansas, getting a lot of glare. And this is their 1979 release, Monolith, Monolith. Gatefold. This was when they were just coming out of their commercial period where they had two really big hit albums with some big radio songs. Carry On My Wayward Son and Point of No Return. Second album is Living Color. And I'm going to do an adjustment on the blind there because I'm getting too much glare. Okay. Living Color. And they had the big radio song, Cult of Personality, and that song's on this album. I think this is their debut album. Trio. And we know who these ladies are. No introduction, but I'll say their name anyway. Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, and Linda Ronstadt. And these albums are in good playable shape. I don't buy them unless they are playable. From minor surface scratches to you know, that's the only thing I would allow, to being pristine. if I pronounce their name right. Kraftwerk, Kraftwerk, and this is Computer OK. I think this is a 1981 release. This is very good, but it gets very, obnoxious toward the end. This is an album I already had before, but I saw this copy because it's a promotional copy, not for resale. And this is Lee Michaels' debut album. It's gatefold. And he had the big hit, Do You Know What I Mean, back in the early 70s. But that song's not on here. This disc employs the CSG process and may be played either stereo or mono. So whatever happened to Lee Michaels? Humble Pie Smokin'. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that album. We're already 6 minutes, so I'm going to move things a lot faster here. I was very surprised to find this one here. What this is a tribute album called Two Rooms, celebrating the songs of Elton John and Bertie Taupin, and I think this came out in the early 1991, and it's on 2 discs, which is good. 2 disc, and I was very surprised to find this on disc, and it still has the shrink wrap. I mean, this is like in new condition. And I remember when this came out and listened to it briefly, and I wasn't really happy with the these versions, the renditions, because I felt like Elton's versions were much superior, and these artists really just didn't add that much to the original or anything different. So I gave it a listen again with a fresh set of ears, and I'm still not impressed, but still happy to have this in the collection. And like I said, the vinyl and the album cover still in shrink wrap. It's like brand new. Great rock and roll legend we lost over a year ago. Chuck Berry's Golden Decades, and I think this was like his first best of, and it has liner notes, pictures, some really cool studio pictures, and liner notes. And this is in pretty good playable condition. It's on the chest label, and it is altered though, electronic for stereo, but still enjoyable listen. AC/DC. I don't have much AC/DC, so happy to have this one. Although this album did not get much reviews, and it wasn't one of their most commercially successful albums. I haven't played it yet. I look forward to. A gentleman whose albums I'm really starting to collect. Gino Vanelli, Powerful People, and this one had the radio hit People Gotta Move, and this came out in the mid-80s, and haven't played this yet, just heard that radio song. And we're concluding with a band that had a big success in the 1970s and then crashed and burnt due to drug addiction and creative differences and all these stuff success leads to. But they came back in the 80s and had some incredible albums and hit, and this really got things rolling with them. Here, this album, Permanent Vacation. The next album, Pump, would be much even better, But this was a good, pretty good, solid album, and it had two of their big radio hits, Ragdoll, and what was the other? Ragdoll and Dude Looks Like a Lady. Okay, so cool. And lastly, Folk 1965. And this is on the Elektra Records. That was I think they started out as a folk label. Elektra 15th anniversary album, commemorabilia album here. And it had all the folk artists of the day. Some of them are familiar, some are not. Tom Rush, Judy Collins, Phil Oates, Tom Paxson, pretty big names. Paul Butterfield are the big names. The other lesser known are Fred Neil, who wrote Everyone's Talking for Harry Nilsson, the Midnight Cowboy soundtrack. But Fred's really renowned among folk artists and other artists too. Bruce Murdoch, Crooner Ray and Glover, Hamilton Camp, Kathy and Carl, and a few others. Not a bad track on this album. Pretty enjoyable late night listening. So that will conclude this first video, and I'm going to do more, probably about 6 or 7 altogether. So please stay tuned, and I'm going to keep, this is going 12 minutes. I promise I'll keep the other one short. Thank you so much for watching. Your comments are welcome, and you all have a good day. Bye-bye.